Students, in this video I am going to teach lesson 13 water, properties of water. What are the properties of water? Water has both physical and chemical properties. First we will see the physical properties of water. What are the physical properties of water? We will see it one by one. First one, nature. Nature of water. Pure water is a clear and transparent liquid. It is colorless, odorless and tasteless. This is the nature of pure water. Another one, boiling point. What is the boiling point of water? The boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius at 1 atmospheric pressure. At this temperature, water boils and changes into steam. The boiling point of water increases with increase in pressure. So, when the pressure increases, boiling point of water also increases. For example, when a pressure cooker is heated, a high pressure is built inside it. So, the high pressure increases the boiling point of water. So, in pressure cooker, when the pressure increases, the boiling point of water also increases. Thus, water remains a liquid at a higher temperature, that is greater than 100 degrees Celsius in the cooker. This cooks the food faster. Okay. What are the properties of pure water? What are the physical properties of pure water? Pure water boils at 100 degrees Celsius at 1 atmospheric pressure. Same way, pure water freezes at exactly 0 degrees Celsius at 1 atmospheric pressure. The density of pure water is 1 gram per centimeter cube. Now we will see the another property of water, that is freezing point. Water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius and forms ice. So, what is the freezing point of water? That is 0 degrees Celsius. The freezing point of water decreases with increase in pressure. Now, we will see one example for the freezing point of water decreases with increase in pressure. When the freezing point decreases, pressure increases. We will see one example for this one. When the skaters move on ice, they exert pressure on it. This pressure lowers the freezing point. Okay, so when the ice skaters move on ice, they exert pressure on it. This pressure lowers the freezing point. So here the high pressure decreases the freezing point. As a result, the ice melts underneath the skate and allows the skaters to glide across the ice with little effort. When the skaters move forward, pressure is decreased. So, when the skaters move forward, pressure is decreased and the water refreezes to ice again. From this example, we are knowing that the freezing point of water decreases with increase in pressure. Now we will see the density of water. This is the another property, that is density of water. When ice cubes are put in a glass of water at room temperature, they float on the surface of water. So ice cubes float on the surface of water. How ice cubes float on the surface of water? This is because ice is lighter than water. So, the density of ice is lighter than water. When the winter temperature is below 0 degrees Celsius, the water in the lake will start freezing. So, in winter season, the temperature is below 0 degrees Celsius, the water in the lake will start freezing. The frozen ice will float at the top and cover the lake. Since ice is a bird conductor of heat, it does not allow heat to pass through it. So the water below the ice remains in liquid form. So above the water will be in solid state. Below the ice, the water will be in liquid form. Okay. Here most of the aquatic life lives. This enables the aquatic animals and plants to survive even in extreme cold conditions. Okay. Density of water at different temperature. So density of water changes with respect to temperature. When the temperature is 0 degrees Celsius, the density of ice is 0.91 gram per cc. The temperature is 0 degrees Celsius, the density of water is 0.97 gram per cc. When the temperature is 4 degrees Celsius, the density of water is 1 gram per cc. When the temperature is greater than 4 degrees Celsius, density is less than 1 gram per cc. Here cc means cubic centimeter. So 1 cc is equal to 1 centimeter cube, that is equal to 1 milliliter. Now we will see the another property of water, that is anomalous expansion of water. For the same mass of ice and of water, the volume of ice is more than that of water. If the ice and water are having the same mass, but the volume of ice is more than that of water. Both are having same mass, but volume is different. The volume of ice is more than the volume of water. It is an unusual physical property of water. In the Himalayas, the temperature can go down even below 0 degrees Celsius. The water in the water pipes will freeze at this temperature to ice. So, when the temperature is below 0 degrees Celsius, the water in the water pipes will freeze into ice. If the pipes are not strong, then they can crack and develop leaks or even burst. This is because freezing of water will cause an expansion in the volume. Okay. So when the water freezes, it will cause an expansion in the volume. Okay. Now we will see another property of water, that is latent heat of fusion of ice. We have to take some ice cubes in a beaker and we have to place a thermometer in it and we have to note down the temperature. Then we have to heat the beaker. Now we have to note the temperature. There will be no change in the temperature till all the ice melt. If we heat it, there will be no rise in the temperature. Why the temperature didn't rise when we heat it? Because when we heat the beaker, the heat energy is utilized in changing the state of ice from solid to liquid. So, the amount of heat energy required by ice to change into water is called latent heat of fusion of ice. So, what is latent heat of fusion of ice? The amount of heat energy required by ice to change into water is called latent heat of fusion of ice. Ice has the highest latent heat of fusion, that is 80 calories per gram. Otherwise, it is 336 joule per gram. So, what is the latent heat of fusion of ice? That is 80 calories per gram or 336 joule per gram. How can we maintain the freshness of fish and meat? The freshness of fish and meat can be maintained by placing them in contact with ice. So, when we keep the fish and meat on ice, we can maintain its freshness. How we can maintain the freshness? With its large latent heat, ice is able to absorb a large quantity of heat from the fish as it melts. Okay, so the ice has larger latent heat of fusion. So it is able to absorb a large quantity of heat from the fish as it melts. Thus, food can be kept at a low temperature for an extended period of time. Now we will see the another property of water, that is latent heat of vaporization of water. When water attains the temperature of 100 degrees Celsius, it starts changing its state from liquid to gaseous state. So when we heat water up to 100 degrees Celsius, it will change from its liquid state to gaseous state. However, the temperature of water does not rise above 100 degrees Celsius. So when the water start to boil, it will reach the temperature 100 degrees Celsius. After reaching the temperature 100 degrees Celsius, the temperature will not rise. It is because the supplied heat energy only changes the state of the boiling water. This heat energy is stored in steam and is commonly called latent heat of vaporization of steam. So what is latent heat of vaporization of steam? The amount of heat energy required by water to change into steam is called latent heat of vaporization of steam. The steam has the highest latent heat of vaporization and its value is 540 calories per gram or 2268 joule per gram. So what is the value of latent heat of vaporization of steam? That is 540 calories per gram or 2268 joule per gram. Now we will see another physical property of water, that is specific heat capacity. What is specific heat capacity of water? The amount of heat that is needed to raise the temperature of a unit mass of a substance by 1 degree Celsius is called specific heat capacity of the substance. So the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of a unit mass of a substance by 1 degree Celsius is called specific heat capacity of that substance. The specific heat capacity of water is very high. 1 gram of water requires 1 calorie of heat to raise its temperature by 1 degree Celsius. So how much heat energy we need to raise the temperature of water by 1 degree Celsius? In order to increase the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius, we need 1 calorie of heat energy. Due to its high specific heat capacity, water takes time to become hot as well as to cool down. So what is the reason for the water to take more time to become hot as well as to become cool? Due to its high specific heat capacity. Thus, water can absorb a lot of heat and retain it for a longer time. This property of water is used to cool engines. Which property is used to cool engines? Water can absorb a lot of heat and retain it for a longer time. When water is circulated around car engine using the radiator pump, the heat is absorbed. So, when water is circulated around car engine using the radiator pump, the heat is absorbed. Thus, the engine is protected from getting too hot. Okay. So, these are the physical properties of water. So, what are the physical properties of water we have seen? Nature, boiling point, freezing point, density, anomalous expansion of water, latent heat of fusion of ice, latent heat of vaporization of water and specific heat capacity. Okay. Now we will see the chemical properties of water. What are the chemical properties of water? First one, action of water towards litmus paper. Pure water is neutral. Neither it is an acid nor it is a base. Pure water is neutral. So it shows no action towards litmus paper. Second property is stability. What is the stability of water? Water is a very stable compound. It does not decompose into elements when heated to ordinary temperature. So in ordinary temperature, we cannot decompose water into its elements. However, if it is heated to 2000 degrees Celsius, 0.02% of water decomposes to form hydrogen and oxygen gas. So, in order to break up water into hydrogen and oxygen, how much heat energy we need? That is 2000 degrees Celsius. 2H2O gives 2H2 plus O2 at 2000 degrees Celsius. Next, catalytic nature of water. Water can act as a catalyst. Water acts as a catalyst in a number of reactions. Perfectly dry hydrogen and chlorine gases do not react in the presence of sunlight. So, in the presence of sunlight, perfectly dry hydrogen and chlorine gases do not react. However, in the presence of traces of water, the reaction takes place with explosion to produce hydrogen chloride. So, hydrogen and chlorine are reacting in the presence of traces of water. Here the water is acting as the catalyst. Okay. So, when hydrogen and chlorine are reacting, which one is produced? Hydrogen chloride. Okay. So, H2 plus Cl2 in the presence of moisture and sunlight, it produces hydrogen chloride. So, H2 plus Cl2 gives 2HCl. Reaction with metals. How water reacts with metals? Water reacts with some metals like sodium, potassium and calcium. Metals such as sodium, potassium and calcium react vigorously with water at room temperature. Even at room temperature, metals can react with water. For example, sodium. Sodium reacts with water to form hydrogen gas and sodium hydroxide solution. Due to the heat evolved in this reaction, the hydrogen gas catches fire and burns. So, when sodium reacts with water, it produces sodium hydroxide solution and hydrogen gas. Due to the evolution of heat in this reaction, the hydrogen gas catches fire and burns. Okay. Now, we will see one activity. We have to fill a trough with water and we have to cut a small piece of sodium with a knife and we have to carefully drop the sodium piece in the water. Now, sodium reacts with water and it will move across the surface of water. At that time, we can see a flame near the surface of water. Okay. Same way, reaction of magnesium with water. Reaction of magnesium with water is little more sluggish. It is a slow process. When magnesium reacts with hot water and gives hydrogen and magnesium hydroxide solution. So, when magnesium reacts with hot water, it gives hydrogen and magnesium hydroxide solution. So, Mg plus 2H2O gives MgOH twice plus H2. Many other metals react with water to form oxides and hydroxide. Some metals are reacting with water to produce oxides and hydroxides. For example, iron. So, iron is one such metal which forms iron oxide called rust. So, this iron is used in many buildings, factories, bridges, ships and vehicles. The slow and gradual rusting of iron is called corrosion. So what is corrosion? The slow and gradual rusting of iron is called corrosion. Copper is a metal that does not react with water at any temperature. So one metal is there, that is copper. It will not react with water at any temperature. That's why it is used for making pipes and boilers. Okay. So for making pipe and boiler, which metal we are using? Copper. Why? Because it doesn't react with water at any temperature. Now reaction of water with non-metals. How water reacts with non-metal. For example, red hot carbon. Here red hot carbon is a non-metal. The name of this red hot carbon is coke. It reacts with steam. It will produce water gas. When this red hot carbon reacts with steam, it will produce water gas. What is the chemical name of water gas? That is carbon monoxide. Okay. So C is the symbol for red hot carbon, otherwise coke. It reacts with steam. So C plus H2O gives, here the temperature is 1000 degrees Celsius. It will produce carbon monoxide, that is CO plus H2. So here the non-metal carbon is reacting with steam to produce water gas. Then another non-metal, that is chlorine. So chlorine gas dissolves in water and produces hydrochloric acid. So when chlorine gas reacts with water, it will produce hydrochloric acid. Equation for this one, 2Cl2. 2 molecules of chlorine reacts with 2 molecules of water in the presence of sunlight. It will produce 4 molecules of hydrochloric acid and oxygen. Okay. The chemical equation for this one is 2Cl2 plus 2H2O gives 4HCl plus O2. So these are the chemical properties of water. So what are the chemical properties of water? Action of water towards litmus paper, stability of water, catalytic nature of water, reaction of water with metals, and reaction of water with non-metals. Okay. So students, in this video we have studied about the physical and chemical properties of water. Okay. Thank you.